Reading books can change your life forever. It is the best way to gain knowledge and improve yourself. But just reading books like the majority of people do is a waste of time. You need to read books the correct way if you want to get the most out of them. Knowledge without action is wastefulness, and action without knowledge is foolishness. In this video, I'm going to show you how to read books the right way so you can achieve literally anything with just the power of a paper book in your hand. Most people, they just look at the bestseller list and they decide which book they would like to read next. They just pick a book that is appealing to them right now, but they never consider if the information inside the book can be used in their life situation right now. I'll explain what I mean. Our brains are actually wired to forget 90% of everything we see on a given day. If our brains had to remember literally everything we see every single day, they would just explode. It is impossible for us to remember everything we see on a given day. So our brain chooses the most important things of everything we see, and those things are stored somewhere we will remember them. This is a really efficient system for our brain to not get overwhelmed with all of the information overload of these days. But if you want to learn something new and gain as much knowledge as possible, this mechanism is actually not favorable. Because of this mechanism, 90% of what you read will be forgotten if you don't use it right away. So just reading self-improvement books for the fun of it is a waste of time because you won't remember 90% of what you read in those books. So how can you make sure your brain remembers everything you read in a book? Look at your life and look at the situation you are in right now. Ask yourself, what do I want to learn right now? Where, in what area of my life do I need improvement right now? Once you figure out where you need improvement in your life, then you can choose a book on that subject where you need improvement. This way you make sure you will and can use the information in the book because it directly improves your life. So instead of choosing books at random from bestseller lists, ask yourself, where do I need improvement in my life right now? And then choose a book on that specific subject. Now, once you find a book, it's important to know that you don't need to finish the whole book or need to read every single chapter. If a chapter is not interesting enough to you or it is written for another subject than the one you want to improve, just leave it be. Don't read the chapter. It is super important to only feed your brain with information that is useful in your situation in your life right now. All of the rest of the information is just a waste of time and a waste of brain power. And the last step towards reading and using books the right way is actually taking action. You can read hundreds if not thousands of books, but unless you take action in your life, the information you gain out of those books is just useless. The way I personally read books goes as follows. I read a book, I read a chapter and immediately ask myself, how can I implement this knowledge, this information into my own life? Every time you finish a chapter in a book, try to implement the information you just gained, try to implement it and take action into your own daily life. I'll give you an example from my own personal situation a couple of years ago. I was reading the book How to Influence and Influence People, and I was actually reading a chapter about giving praise to people instead of always being criticizing. So the next day at work, I decided I wanted to try out the knowledge I just gained, and I wanted to try it out with my colleagues at work. Every time they did something well, I praised them. I really praised them. And every time they did something of less quality, I just motivated them to do it better the next time, but I never criticized them. And let me tell you, this has changed my life forever. The team morale improved, productivity improved also, and everyone was a lot happier every time I had to work with my colleagues. And this is the moment where I discovered that books are the most powerful tool in the world if you know how to use them correctly. Because of one little chapter in one little book, I was able to almost improve everything on our workplace, and my colleagues literally became friends after this. So every time you decide to read a new book, make sure you implement the knowledge you gain into your own daily life. This will change your life forever. If you're interested in setting and achieving goals, I actually made a video about this recently. In this video, I show you a method that has helped me in my personal life achieve my goals much faster and with less effort than usual. You can watch that video right here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.